this will be, since she has a few podcasts that are like this, I think this will be the most rewatched YouTube that we have on our team, just because I know what she's done in the past. So Dr. Erin, I've known her before I introduced her. I've known her for a few years. We met in a previous business where I was actually working in corporate and she was in the field. So I got to see her and Garth do what they do in the field, and got to kind of see it from the top down. So we weren't building a business together. I got to be the person that they would ask questions to when things weren't getting done. We tried to get everything done there, but that company just didn't work out. But again, it shows you never burn bridges, never go, okay, now I'm leaving this company, so we're not friends anymore. We maintained a relationship. I saw the project she was doing. I supported her. Support everybody, no matter if you ever are in our business and you're like, you know what? This thing is really attracting me. Wonderful. I'll cheer you on. I'll probably buy it from you. Because again, this is more about learning how to grow a business online. And we just think My Daily Choice is the best vehicle for someone to do that. But if it ever isn't, that's okay. We're still going to be friends. Always feel free to come to me with anything that you have. As if you don't know, I'm always open as well. So I'm going to read her verbatim, because as I read through this, I was like, this is who we got speaking tonight. Wow, cool. I'm ready to learn. So Dr. Erin is known as the Success Psychologist, is an award-winning international speaker and trainer, high-performance sales and business strategist, CEO of The Higher Life. How cool is that? High Life Travel, that kind of fits. Podcast host, seven-time #1 best-selling author. She's been in network marketing for over 20 years, and Garth and her were the top 30 global income earners in their last company, growing a team of over 1,400 people in a single year. She's been awarded Nevada's Professional Saleswoman of the Year, one of Nevada's top 20 most powerful women. She loves coaching individuals and organizations to be the best, working with companies such as Facebook and Microsoft. Dr. Erin was named one of the 125 leaders globally to follow in 2022 by Success Magazine. She lives in Reno, Nevada with her husband, Garth, and their 3 children. I know Garth said she kind of rocks, and I would agree. So tonight, I'm passing the baton to her because she is a person that I would say is a mindset manifester. She knows how to control her mind. She knows how to start her day to where she can get into momentum very easily. And so we want to invite her on tonight just to kind of talk about mindset in general, but we're handing the mic to you. It is your evening. So I'm just so blessed to learn from you. And I've got my pen and paper ready to rock and roll.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Angel. Oh my gosh. I just want to thank you for the last 12 days that we've been in this business, of everything you've done to help us. I mean, we're so excited. I can't wait to get to know you better, Angel, because I swear when I first met James, Garth knows that I said, whatever that man does, it's brilliant. He's so smart. And you just are, James. And your heart is probably bigger than your brain, which I don't even know how that's possible. So there you go. Hi, Adriana and Jose. I can't see anyone else, but I can see your beautiful faces. Come on if you can, because this isn't me just talking to you. Let's workshop this together, okay? We're going to talk for like the next 30 minutes, but get your pens and papers out, get your MDC hats on, and we're going to think specifically about MDC. Mine's only 12 days old, so I'm still trying to figure out what the heck it is, really. So that's all good. Okay, so you don't know me very well. I don't know you very well, but I've got 2 versions of this talk. So one, I can go kind of regular speed. I can give you a nice cursory overview of everything we need to create motivation and change your mindset so that it's great. Or I can like preach and be a fire hose and give you everything I got, but it's going to be like, oh my gosh, and you're going to have to listen like twice as fast. So do you want number 1 or 2? The second? Jose wants 1. Jose, you want the slow one? He wants the slow one. Oh my gosh. Jose, I'm not going to give you number 1. We're going to go with number 2, Jose. Okay. Number 2 was the right answer, Jose. I'm just teasing you. Okay. So James said something. He said, we're in this vehicle and we're going to use a vehicle analogy, but I'm going to teach you 3 steps to really think about mindset in a new way. And then at the end, I'm going to share with you my bless and release method, which is 30 years of psychology to deal with any negative thought. Does that sound great? Because guess what? You're going to have negative thoughts from time to time until you die. Okay, so we're going to have to figure out what to do with those, but I'm going to throw a lot at you, but we got this. Okay, we're going to talk about motivation in a way tonight where you're going to do the heavy lifting. You're going to learn how to think about motivation in a way that you might not have ever thought of before, and in a way where you're not going to need motivation again because of the way that we're going to define it and the way they're going to look at it. So I could come on here and try to motivate you, and I would be doing the heavy lifting, but that wouldn't be the best thing for you. So you're going to do the heavy lifting, but I'm going to show you how. Okay. So we get in a vehicle. Let's say we want to go somewhere. What do we do first? We put it in the GPS, exactly what we want. So the first step of mindset work as we grow this business is we want to find our mission. Okay, so I really believe that we need 2 parts to this mission. There needs to be a part of why are you doing this for yourself and why are you doing this for others? Both are valid, both are beautiful, okay? The first piece, why are you doing this for yourself? What do you want? Where do you want this vehicle of MDC to take you? I want to ask you this. If you were being the kind of MDC affiliate that you valued being, like your best self, your most ideal self, your highest self, what 3 words would describe you being that? Put them in the chat if you can think of any right now, or definitely use tonight to brainstorm. But when you think of the kind of MDC affiliate, leader, friend, mentor that you want to be, we're going to define that, okay? And this is an answer that you can't Google, right? You got to ask yourself. Your higher self knows the answer. All this stuff you can't Google. You got to go within. So you're going to ask, I am blank, blank, and blank. What would that be if I were being the MDC affiliate I valued being? I would be faithful. I've been in this industry for 10 years, not 20, but it's okay, James. 10, I know I look like I'm actually 75 years old. It's the skincare, everybody. Look at, oh my God. Okay. We've been in this industry over 10 years. First 8 years. Okay, I'll say that again. First 8 years, never saw a paycheck over $200. I'm not kidding you. Am I faithful to my Oksol legacy dream? I am faithful. I want you to understand something. The how is going to reveal itself as you do the do. The how is going to reveal yourself as you follow one desire to the next. So first, we've got to figure out, what do you desire from this vehicle of MDC? And who do you need to be as you go about doing it? Okay. So I love it, Angel. You want to be probably present, a listener, a servant. Just like we wouldn't get in a car and just start driving, we've got to start our day and activate our higher selves. We've got to say, who am I? Oh, I am faithful. I am productive. I am in integrity. Okay. What does that look like? Does that mean I make my calls? Does that mean I do my reach outs? What does that mean? Does that mean I go to the gym? What do I order off the menu? Your higher self is always sitting here right next to you, and he or she is just waiting to be consulted. They're just like, I've got some really great ideas, but you never ask me. So we're going to start to consult your higher self. Some of us call that our higher power. Mine is, my CEO is God, and we create epic things together. Okay. We create epic things. I run my decisions by God. I run my decisions by my mission. Okay. So, why do you specifically want this business? What do you want out of it? And who do you need to be in achieving that? So when you look at high performers, and high performers are in the top 3%, they probably be super affiliates here. But here's the fascinating thing about high performance and why I take a stand for it. They stay successful for like decades. So they're like the Oprah model. They don't crash and burn. They don't go into a witness protection program. They're not like, what happened to Oprah? Like, no, Oprah's had a really good run. Like, that's fascinating to me. Same with James. No matter where he goes, he's at the top of wherever he goes. It's like the realtor that's always the top realtor. You're like, again, how do they do it, right? They never crash and burn. Anyone can sprint and puke, but we are not here to do that. We're here to like, okay, we're here to like have a legacy and live our lives, okay? So, oh shoot, what was I just saying? I don't know, but just go here. I don't know what I was saying about, high performers. And also what separates them more than anything is they're activated. What the heck does that mean? They're activating these 3 words. Activated is they're activating their higher self. And so what's interesting, again, when we look at mindset from this vantage point and motivation, I want you to be pulled by your mission and pulled by your identity instead of having to push. Doesn't that sound like a better way to do it? Let's stop pushing. Let's be pulled. It's why I stayed in the game for 10 years, because I'm just pulled by my mission. It makes me appear kind of insane, but I'm just pulled. I'm pulled. It's so crystal clear to me where I want my vehicles in life to take me that I'm just willing to do whatever it takes to get there. And it makes me appear insanely, persevering and productive and successful, but I'm so crystal clear. And I'm crystal clear on who I need to be. So Maya Angelou, my favorite quote is her definition of success. And this will help you in your MDC role, is success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. So I'm going to give you the definition for happiness in MDC. This is it. Alignment plus embodiment equals happiness and success in MDC. I'll say it again. Alignment plus embodiment equals happiness and success in MDC. Okay, so what the heck does this mean? You're aligning to your ideal self. You're aligning to your purpose on the planet. If you don't know what that is, we can help you with that. That's easy peasy. Purpose on the planet. It's easy for me to help you. You're aligning with your mission. You're aligning with all those things. So alignment plus embodiment. What the heck is embodiment? It's a big fancy word going around right now. This is what embodiment means. It means to take a thought and make your body move. It's taking aligned actions. It's flipping the cards. It's prospecting. It's doing the do. Alignment plus embodiment equals success in MDC. You got the whole equation right there on our first Monday call. There we go. Okay. So we got your own mission. And then here's what we want to think about in terms of what's your mission for others? Why do you want this for others? Okay. Here's the definition of motivation that we're going by. Motivation is simply this. How am I serving others greatly? Motivation, people get this wrong. I learned this from Brendan Burchard, the world's greatest high performance coach. He was Oprah's coach, so he's good enough for us here, right? Motivation is asking yourself, am I serving others greatly? Put in the chat room, who's counting on you to see this through? Who? Who's counting on you to do what you say you're going to do in MDC? Oh, Garth said me. My daughter, Angel, us. Yes, I'm counting on me. My God's counting on me. My team, my future team will count on me. My children are counting. Yes. So motivation, you will never need motivation again. If you are unmotivated and you're like, I'm just not feeling it, James, Angel, I'm not feeling it. I was so hyped up and I'm just not feeling it. We're just going to remind you, you've forgotten your mission. That's all. It just means you've forgotten your mission. Keep your mission on the dashboard of your brain. Keep it straight on the dashboard of your brain. How the heck do you do that? That's very simple. You better believe that what's on my screensaver has something to do with my dreams. James is probably the same. I bet you if we went and looked at his laptop, it had something to deal with his dreams. Or I bet somewhere he's looking and it's right there. I'm looking at all my dreams right now. They're always in my brain. Keep your mission on the dashboard of your brain and ask yourself, who's counting on me to play on my A game? Who's counting on me to see this through? Who's counting on me to be excellent and world class? Who's counting on me? And just don't forget, just keep reminding yourself, okay? Keep activating that. So remember, the how is going to reveal itself when we follow the steps, okay? So the first step was find your mission. We got it? We know what we want. Okay, I'm going to give you a super pro tip. Even though we all want to stand in front of the mirror and say, I am a super affiliate. I am a super affiliate. That's great. We want to have that in our vision, but I want you to believe in the next thing that is believable to you. And I want you to follow those beliefs and those desires until you get there, because if it's too big, the brain is like, I don't even know how to access what that feels like. And part of manifesting, the biggest part is the feeling state you're in and the feeling thoughts that you're having. So if I can't tap in right now yet to, I will be a billionaire, but I could tap into, okay, I'm going to make enough money in MDC that if the refrigerator breaks down, we can walk over to Home Depot and we can say to the nice lady, I will take that one. That was our dream. That was on our vision board for years. Anybody? Like vision board. And we did it. We were like, we did it, honey. We made enough money that when it broke down, we could go and get one. And I got a refrigerator with ice maker for the first time in 12 years. I have ice in everything I drink. So this is a big deal, people. Okay. I mean, but see, find something your brain can believe. And then your job is to walk from one desire to the next. The purpose of your life is to follow one desire to the next, because desires mean of God. Did you know that? The word desire means of God. So find a desire. Maybe it's, I want to enroll 5 people this month. And I want to bring one person to Dallas with me. Whatever it is, I want to make $300. I want to add 25 people to our Facebook group. And then what do you want? Well, now I want this. Like, follow your desires from one to the next that you can actually get behind. Okay. Awesome. That's awesome, Angel. You will hit it. Okay. Find your mission. The second step is get on mission. So we've got to actually like move the vehicle, right? Like we got to get on mission. So everything we need to get on mission is in our system. But this is what I want to say. I want you to imagine what it would feel like to only decide once that you're going to be successful here. So this is what I see all the time. It's like, okay, this 30 days, okay, November is going to be our month. Okay, November was not our month. Well, I don't know if this is working. I don't know. Should we stay at it? Okay, like, I want you to imagine the emotional bandwidth that you would be freed of, the cognitive bandwidth, the energy, the decision fatigue that you would be freed from if you said, oh no, we're not deciding whether we're doing this. We've decided that. We decide one time. It's almost like when James marries Angel, he's not going to be like, I'll see how it goes. Like, I'm deciding now to like stick around, but we'll see. Like, no, he's going to decide one time to stay married to Angel. One time. Why are you messing around with your decisions? Just decide once. And when your brain's like, well, I don't know, you're like, oh no, that question's off the table. It's not whether or not I'm doing this. It's, I wonder what I should do next. Like, the questions become different. Ed Milet says the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions you ask yourself. Let's stop asking ourselves, is this working? I want you to write something down. Your job is not to know how this is all going to work. Your job is to stick around and find out. I don't know if you know this, but there is a God and you are not it. So you are not fully in control of all this stuff we're doing. Okay. We can only flip the cards. That's it. Like, we are not in control of the universe. Okay. I want you to say, it's not up to me to know how, it's up to me to find out. Oh, so good. Okay. I was over the pandemic. My daughter said, do you want to do this fitness competition? And I used to be a bodybuilder and I didn't want to be a bodybuilder. I wanted to stop eating Oreos, like off the minivan floor. I wanted to stop eating Oreos. And so eventually I get in this group and they're like, do you want to do this bodybuilding competition? I'm like, absolutely not. Like, that sounds terrible. And of course, I'm a high performer. I go on and I win the thing. But okay. So anyway, she's like, Mom, do you want to compete again? And I'm like, no. And she goes, please, will you? And I'm like, fine. So we work with this coach and he says, Erin, why is your last rep always your best rep? And I'm like, I don't know, like all like proud. He's like, no, your last rep should not be your best rep. It should be your worst rep. Like, you should be getting fatigued. And so why is your last rep your best rep? And I said, because I decide. And he goes, decide sooner. We all need to decide. How about we decide right now? What are you going to decide? Like, let's decide. I'm going to be the woman. I'm going to be the man that finds out. Would I like this network marketing journey to take 10 years? No, that's not what I ordered. It's not what I wanted, but I'm around to find out. Did I want my last company to tank after 1,400 people joined? No. But the Oksol legacy is worth fighting for. So decide once and decide sooner. We should make hats. Decide sooner. Okay. Decide soon. Can you just all decide right now? Like, just decide and be done with it. Yes, Jose. That's the correct answer, Jose. Okay. The last step is we found our mission. We got on mission. Now we got to stay on mission. Okay. This is where it gets tough. We got to stay on mission. We got to stay on course. Okay. This is where we're going to talk about the mindset. I want you to understand something first before we dive into the negative thoughts that will come up when we want to create new stuff, which is what's going to happen. But okay. I want you to imagine, oh my gosh, okay, James, I want you to unmute yourself. And I want us to do a little role play. And I am going to come down as an alien. And I am going to say, hello, I am an alien. I hear that you are an entrepreneur. What is that? What would you say?
Well, when I say to an alien, if they ask me what is an entrepreneur, I teach people how to turn time into money.
Is it hard?
No.
Yes, it's very hard, James. It's very, very hard. Does it happen immediately?
No.
Is it all success and roses?
No.
What's required of your mindset?
A mindset that you have to work on daily, hourly, and sometimes by the minute.
Thank you, James. It's literally like, thank you, James. It's like we're ordering difficulty being an entrepreneur. It's, a lot of the time. I mean, it's not for, it can be very, very difficult. I want you to understand that, like, if the definition of entrepreneurship is, oh my gosh, is it P. Diddy, Garth, that said it? P. Diddy?
Said what?
No, it wasn't P. Diddy. It was Snoop Dogg. Okay. Snoop Dogg says the definition of entrepreneurship is creating epic for the rest of your life. Okay. That's kind of funny, right? So I want to teach you about what the brain does and then juxtapose it on what we're doing here as an entrepreneur. And you'll see like the task at hand. Okay. So the brain's job is to collect data, to look at all the experiences that have happened in our life, to figure out what's safe, what's orderly, to turn chaos into order, and to keep us safe, to keep us from failing, to keep us from looking like a fool, to keep us from wasting our money, to protect us from wasting our time, to keep us certainly from being rejected, and to keep us from failing. Okay, what's the definition of an entrepreneur? Right? Or an MDC affiliate. You're going to have to hear a lot of no's. You're going to have lots of people have lots of opinions about you. You might have to do 8 years in the profession before you find a $200 check. And I don't believe you will here, because we have an ability to collapse time, because we have an amazing model and everything. But basically, everything we're doing here, the brain's like, my job is kind of the opposite. So I'm going to teach you 4 steps. Again, it's called Bless and Release, of how to deal with what I call the resistance whenever you go about making new things in your life, or doing new things, or going for new goals, which, by the way, is the definition of the rest of your life if you are an entrepreneur. We've never built MDC before. Anyone here has ever done this before? No. Do we know? No, we're going into uncharted territory. So the brain is like, I do not know about this. We have no data to support that she will make 50K this month. We don't have data. We have no data. In fact, we have data. My data could be like, really, she wants to be a millionaire? Like, she's never made $200 a month. Like, really? We've got 8 years of data. Okay. So first, I want you to understand that's just what brains do. So I'm going to give you 4 steps, and I want you to think about what is one of your most common negative thoughts, or limiting thoughts, or fear-based thoughts, or just what I call the resistance. When you think about this venture you're on, just hold that thought, keep that in mind, and then we're going to do this work around with it, this 4 steps. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to observe the thought. And the easiest way that I've found to observe a thought is to imagine you're like a newscaster, and you've got your microphone, and you're just observing your brain, and you can put this sentence in front of everything. She's having the thought that, he's having the thought that, what's going to make this time any different? He's having the thought that, his friends are going to say, really, what are you up to now? And he'll lose his credibility. He's having the thought that he'll lose his credibility, people. You're just observing the thought. Observing the thought gives you space enough to do something with it. Okay. Now notice mindset 1.0, positive, toxic psychology, toxic, positive psychology would say, cancel, delete. We're not available for that thought. Well, sorry, that's just what brains do. We're not going that route. Okay. So observe the thought. I'm having the thought that this time might not even work again. Okay, great. The second step, I want you to thank your brain. No, sorry. Second step is validate what your brain's doing. Validate the thought. And the greatest way to do this is to say, it makes perfect sense. I'm having the thought that, in front of your thought. Okay. It makes perfect sense. I'm having the thought that. So fill in those sentences for you. Makes perfect sense. I'm having the thought that I'm not going to be a millionaire, because I never have. I mean, I've had 48 years on this planet, lots of data in, not even come close. Right? Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. I'm terrified of people judging me, because I know some will, and that's not very fun. Makes perfect sense. I don't want to waste my money, because I value my money. Makes perfect sense. Like, just validate it. Makes perfect sense. I'm having this thought. No problemo. Makes perfect sense. Because you guys, what you resist persists. If we resist these thoughts that we're having, because we're human and we have a brain that's like paying attention, then it actually gets worse. Okay. The third step is to thank your brain. Yep. Thank your brain for this crappy thought. And it looks like this. You're thanking your brain for keeping you safe, actually. So thank you, brain, for paying attention and trying to protect me from joining yet another failed company. Thank you, brain, for protecting me from ridicule and judgment. Thank you, brain. Thank you so much. You are always there to do your job. You just do it so well. And then the last step is the power of the pivot. And this is where you're going to say to your brain what you want it to know. This is where you're going to pivot. This is where you take some power back. All of that is true. I'm having this thought. It makes perfect sense that would pop up. Thank you, brain, for keeping me safe. And then you're going to pivot. And here's some of the things. Thank you, Tim. Here's some of the things you could put in there. And you could say this. I'm not interested in what's probable. I'm interested in what's possible. If one person did it, then it means someone else can do it. I'm not interested in what's probable, brain. Thank you so much, but I'm interested in what's possible. And so all things are possible. So here I go. Or you know what? Yeah, people might judge me, and I can tolerate that. I can totally tolerate that. The Oksol legacy is totally more important to me than a couple of people thinking I'm a fool. Totally not a problem. Yeah, thanks. I might lose money, but I'm pretty sure this is a really good business decision, and I trust myself, and I make pretty good business decisions. So here I go. I've never done this before. Okay. And I've got great mentors, and I am a person who is capable of figuring things out. I had a woman on my podcast, and she was like 24. And by the time she was 24, named Stella, and she came over, like, she's one of those refugee stories, like literally came over with her mother with like $2 in their pocket and created this epic life for themselves. And she's like, oh, by the way, I'm a piano virtuoso. And she's the number 1 insurance agent in LA. And I just said, Stella, just a second. How do you explain your success? And she said, I'm good at getting good at things. Can you be good at getting good at this? Yeah. We're not going to start out super great. We're going to become great. We're going to become fine. I'm a person who is good at getting good at things. That's all that we need here. All right. So staying on mission, you're going to have to grapple with that resistance that comes up every time you're trying to create something or do something you never have, which is the definition of being an MDC. Okay. Because we're all here to create something we've never created before. And to create success we've never experienced before, to like blow our minds and to go way beyond what has ever even shown up as probable. Okay. But here's what I want you to understand, and we'll end with this and then we can open it up. Everything that you see, I want you to take a look around, like the chair you're sitting in, the phone that's on your desk, the beautiful woman angel that's in the next room. Like, take a look around at what's in front of you. And I want you to understand that everything that you see begins with a thought. Everything you see had to begin in a place unseen. So James is like, I want to find my soulmate. Well, he had to go out and like talk to humans and figure out where she was and put himself, leave his couch and get on a Zoom or whatever he had to do, right? To get this phone, I had to say, I would like a new phone. I had to bring myself to the phone store, get the phone. Someone had to make up the phone years ago. Everything you see in your current reality is a result of who you have been up till now. Okay, I come in peace. I come in love. If you don't like your situation and what's around you, it's okay. You're capable of pivoting, aren't you? You're capable of getting good at things. If your current results are not what you want, it means your thoughts have not been what they needed to be. Everything begins with a thought. To win a bikini competition, I had to believe it was even possible. And then when I didn't believe it was possible, my trainer said, could you borrow my belief? And I was like, yeah, I could do that because you've won a lot of these things and I could actually just do what you told me to do, which I did. And then I ended up winning. I mean, so if you need to borrow someone's belief, borrow our belief. We know it's possible until you get your own. Adriana, that's epic. I've never heard that line. Every master was once a disaster. Yes, yes. Okay. What you see in the physical is the last thing that shows up, you guys. It's not the first, it's the last. It starts with belief. Decide where you're going, decide it's possible, work on your mindset as you go, keep it in line. And I want to leave you with this. You're going to need faith. I want you to think about this. Having faith is to have a vision, isn't it? It's to see what doesn't exist. Having faith is to have a vision. And so to be faithful, you need to be a visionary. That sounds like what we're doing here. If you stay on mission, you've got to be faithful and be faithful to your mission. I want you to run your decisions by your dreams first. I want you to run every decision by your dreams and ask, does this get me closer to, and insert your dream, and then tell everyone about your dream, and the world will conspire and rise up to meet you, right? We know this is how it works in theory. Let it work for you. I talk about our dream to live in Cabo so much. I just came back from vacation and I was at the grocery store and the cashier goes, did you get your house in Cabo? I'm like, oh my God, I told her. Like, okay, I told everybody, like, okay, everyone knows, like, it's on the dashboard of my brain. So I hope this just massively blessed you. We are all in this together. We are all newbies here, but we can get good at getting good at this, and we can figure this out, can't we? We can, and we can stay faithful to our dreams, and we can stay in alignment, and we can embody and take aligned action. I love you all. I cannot wait to meet you. I can't wait to grow with you. I can't wait for us all to be successful and for it to blow our minds. So I would love to hear your takeaways or questions, or share your words, or share your dreams. Like, let's talk this with each other. Let's talk about this with each other.
First of all, that was amazing.
Oh,
I think I have almost as many pages of notes from your one talk than I had from like 4 speakers at MDC. Just because everything you just said was a big mic drop. And the thing about when you said too, people are newbie, we're all newbies in this together. No one on here is new. We've all been successful in something in our life and done it very well, whatever that is, whatever it is in a relationship, in a business, whatever it is. And I think, Dr. Erin, what I've learned from you too, and seeing you do at businesses and coaching and all those different things, the same principles you use to get really good at your job is the same principle you use to be good here. There's no different skill here. It's just, how do I apply being successful at riding a bike, which is repetition, learning from someone that knows how to do it, and then doing it over and over again and falling on my face a few times until I finally can ride a bike. That same principle is what you do here. You just get to do it with everyone cheering you on. You're not on the road by yourself, falling over, getting back up. So I can't wait to go through. I love the 3 steps. I love the 4 steps. I'm going to make, pivot power sentences to myself about things. And I think that was amazing. And so anybody else want to share? I know we kind of went over, but hey, I would have gone for 2 hours on that. But any feedback that you'd like to share, or insight, or ahas, you can share them in the chat. You can come off mute and please share if you want to.
Those 4 steps that will be tattooed on my left side of my arm, Erin. And when I get those thoughts, I'm just gonna go, yeah, do that, and then pivot. I love that.
Pivot. Oh my gosh. It's called a brain tattoo. So just tattoo it on your brain. That's what Robin Sharma calls these. Robin Sharma calls them brain tattoos.
That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Let's send each other the Ross gift, the pivot. Pivot. I'm so glad.
Thank you.
Well, that's what amazing on what you said too, in terms of the pivot and everything, those 4 steps. It's really when somebody goes, well, how do you get good at this type of business in MDC? It's getting good at those 4 steps. Because when you're flipping cards and when you're reaching out to people, again, you have to assume that they're not looking for something. Like I heard somebody in another business say this, because I listened and watched to everyone's business, no matter if I'm in it or not, but I always get from other people. And they said, no one wakes up in the morning and goes, you know what? I think I'm going to join a network marketing opportunity today and buy products that I never thought I would want to buy. I think I actually might spend $1,000 that I don't even really have in my account and I barely have my credit card, but I think I'm going to do that because I believe in myself. No one does that. So when you're talking to somebody, never assume. Now it's kind of like a polarizing thought. Never assume they're going to say no. And never assume they're going to say yes. It's just a flip of a card. And so whether they say yes, whether they say yes to me and go, James, I'm all in, I'm buying the all-in pack, I'm spending $2,500, let's go. Or if someone comes back and goes, James, that sounds stupid, and I would never do that. I'm like, oh, awesome. Thanks for sharing. Have a great day. Because again, it's exercising that muscle of, there are 7.2 billion people in the world. And here's the thing about your business right now in MDC. You can't say this for almost any other company because trust me, I've looked at them. You're in 200 countries. There's only a few billion people out there that you can talk to. So when you talk about 52 cards flipping and just going out and reaching out, this is how you do it. It's not about what do I say back? Don't say anything. Just flip the card, go, hey, what's up in your world? And no matter what they say, if they want to pursue, if they're looking, they will pursue you. That's who you're looking for. You're looking for people to pursue you, not because you're attractive, not because you know what you're doing or you have success, because they're looking for it. And that's a hard thing. I get goosebumps thinking about it, because when you hear it in their voice, you hear them, I'm looking for something. I don't know what it is, but I'm looking. And that's who you are looking for. You're not looking to, I love when you talk about pushing and pulling too. You're not looking to push, you're looking to pull. It's a different type of mechanism that you have at your hands, and you have the power to do this. And the other thing I loved at the biggest takeaway I got from you is that visualization of the best self, like sitting right here. Like that best self going, hey, what's up? And he's going, what in the world are you doing? Go to the gym.
What are you doing? Chop, chop.
Like, oh, yeah, it's 7 o'clock. I can go to the gym. Like, I love it. It was so good.
Dr. Erin, that was amazing. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I hope you can hear me with my silly voice.
Thank you, Angel.
My favorite is you don't have to, it's not your job to know how this is going to work out, but it's your job to stick around and find out, because you started off this call that there are going to be naysayers. There are going to be negative Nancy's in your ear, but it's your job to be convicted and to stay with it and see what, in some companies you can say, okay, well, the product's great. The compensation's great. The leadership culture, not so great, but maybe we can make it great, right? There's different businesses where something might be less than. Guys, with MDC, I'm just like, oh my God, everything's so great. And not saying that it's always going to be perfect and all these things, that we're not going to come across this or that. But what we have at MDC, James and I have never seen before, right? We've been around for a long time in the industry, especially him. And I'm ready to just find out. Like, I'm so tired of like trying to figure it out.
I know.
and try to know if this is going to work out. No, it's going to work out, like, period. Like,
Yep.
convicted, decided, done. So I love that.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, that was huge. The decision fatigue. I never heard that phrase before, because
Yeah.
I think people wake up every day and they're like, should I stay with this company? Ooh, that one over there. What about,
Or should I make the calls, or should I go to the gym? Just
Right.
decide once. Just
Decide once.
just
Well,
decide.
there's so many shiny objects right now too, with all the hype of different companies. I'm just ready for stability. I'm ready
Yeah.
for people that are at the forefront of technology, stability, culture, products, all of it. Like, I don't want the next best thing that's shiny and fun for a hot minute. I'm over it.
So true. Any other feedback? Questions?
I'll leave you with this. My ideal self from years in the future has told me this, and she wants you all to hear. She says, it's going to be better than you ever imagined, and the way is going to blow your mind.
Mm.
And I see that for all of us. I do. It's going to be better than you ever imagined, and the way is going to blow your mind.
I love that.
I thought that was so smart when she told me that.
Garth, are you coming off mute? I saw your camera gone.
Well, I was thinking about it, but I thought we might get feedback.
No, you're
Yeah,
good.
we're getting feedback. So I'll just stay in the chat.
No, you're good. She muted hers.
We don't
there
hear
we go.
you.
I was gonna, some of the lines that we've talked about in here reminds me of I've kind of put in the chat in there, but Angel said, come off of mute and share. So one of the things I wanted to point out was how every successful person, and I've said in the chat, has had failures. And I talked about this with my son. I'm a coach of this flag football team. One of the things we've talked about is you drop a football, but what do you do on the next play? You work on trying to catch it. When you look at professional athletes and interviews with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James, because they're the ones that mostly get the interviews in this scenario, when they miss that game-winning shot and they're asked in the interview, what is the very next thing they want to do? Give me another opportunity.
Yeah.
I want to do it again because I'm going to make the next one. And that's the mindset that successful people have. Oh, crap. I failed on that follow-up. I, info vomited on that person with the information, but give me another opportunity.
Yeah.
I turned that card over and it was a 2, but give me another card to turn over. That's the thing that successful people do, is they want the next opportunity to be better than the opportunity they just had.
That's exactly how I feel when I'm when I'm flipping cards and reaching out. I'm like, if they say anything back, I'm like, oh, good, next one. And it really is, it becomes this thing that pulls you along versus you trying to go, I gotta reach out to another person. Like, then you have fatigue, right? And so that mission that Dr. Erin talked about is what pulls you along to where it feels effortless. And it's something that is just on the journey to where you're going. The next no or yes is not the destination. The next rank is not the destination, because you have to know where you're going. What is that next step that's going to bring you to that next level that you want to be at in your life? And like Dr. Erin said, is that super affiliate? Maybe for some people on here, some other people, it is 10K. I want to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. That's what I want. I want a fridge with freaking ice, and that's it. And so if whatever that is, you need to know and put that in your scope of your world and take it out of your brain and put it on a piece of paper and tell the grocery clerk, did you know I'm going to have a house in Cabo? I'm going to invite you to my house in Cabo. I just want to let you know that. And again, because now every time Dr. Erin goes in there, she's accountable to the grocery lady, Ada. Ada knows. Ada's ready. When are we going? Because again, the more people you tell and the bigger you make this, the more accountable your brain is to making it happen. And it will find out ways like, oh my gosh, I told Adriana that we were going to take her and Jose on a vacation together. We need to make that happen. How are we going to do that? Okay, brain, go to work. Not, okay, let's think. Well, we could, book a trip and we could save for like 10 years. And no, it's just make it a reality. And then your brain's going to figure it out. So, I mean, this is awesome. I mean, Dr. Erin, I already see you on stage in February, on stage in front of a few thousand people training next to Mark Aceta. So I already see that, making that already on stage, said, let's just wait and I'll be in the front row cheering you on. So that's going to be an amazing time too. Jose, did you have something to add?
Yeah, we normally pay for these type of talks, by the way. We've been to many places, and I want to appreciate you for giving this talk for free and giving us all your time, because it was awesome.
Of course. Thank you so much. I only make Garth pay to listen to me.
Awesome. Well, Dr.
Thank
Erin, any
you.
parting words as we leave tonight, even though you've given me like a notebook of words, any parting words for us? Good to go. Mic drop.
Mhm.
All right, everyone. Dr. Erin, again, thank you so much for your time. As Jose said, it is
Thank
greatly
you.
appreciated. And thank you so much for everybody showing up
Thank
tonight.
you
Thank you for watching the
inviting
replay.
me.
Let us know what you thought of tonight. Always feel free to reach out. We are here no matter what. We're going to be here. We've decided this is our house. So if you need anything, reach out. We're always here for you. Have a good night, everybody. We'll talk to you
Thank you.
soon.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.